Hi, I'm Dog.
It's Dog.
Our story begins in the twisting rains. I would like sausage, and I don't like being on camera. Thanks, buddy. You can always do our intro from once away.
Now bring that other DM back. I like it.
Yeah, so hi. Paid the dog tax since I forgot last time. I'm Circuit Ken of the Unnatural Ones, and this is Into the Storm. This time, we're going to do the one-on-one session with a little backstory from our friend, good old Samule Goodbean. Played by...
Ultra Panda.
There you go. I had a small panic because I was like, oh wait, can they see the names in the Zoom call? But I already know we can't. And it doesn't matter, but yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so we're going to do another one of these. Last one of the 3. And should be fun. That's it. That's like the whole intro. So, yeah.
Well, stream's over.
Hopefully the music's playing. Yeah. None of us are muted. Yeah, everything's good.
Testing.
We totally know what we're doing. I've done this 3 times. I definitely know what the fuck I'm doing. And I didn't
Our
actually
email
say
password is 5 3.
No, you'll dox us. Yeah. So, since we definitely haven't spent the last 3 hours just completely off the rails and joking around and not doing what we're supposed to be doing, let's continue that trend and do what we're supposed to be doing, like we have been the whole time.
Sounds like a plan.
I just realized the screen that I'm showing, I'm not supposed to be showing. So, spoilers, those of you watching the actual video. Yeah, I was never there. No one pay attention to what you were seeing just a moment ago. Luckily, Panda has no idea what I'm talking about.
Not yet.
Not until this becomes a video.
Mm-hmm.
Good start. So
Yeah, that always happens.
Alright. We're going to go ahead and jump over to our actual little map here. You know what else I forgot? That. That's our welcome. And it pushes all the other stuff off the screen. Should have done that before we started, too. Should we start over? No. Screw it. We roll with it.
Yeah.
No takesy backs.
We'll do it live.
Yeah, we're only 3 minutes in. We gotta be nice. So, yeah, cool. Music's still going. Anyway, just having the dog in my lap completely ruined all sense of professionalism.
Worth it.
Right? Yeah, now I definitely won't get canceled for not paying the dog tax.
Yeah. I mean, you put a dog in the video, it's already going up. So.
Yeah. And I'm nice to him. He's literally laying in one of his 3 beds over here. Like, I know.
Such a spoiled. He has like 2 couches too.
He does. And like, we didn't formally give him any of them.
Yeah.
He just kind of claimed them. Like, we belong to the dog now. Okay. So that this doesn't take 4.5 hours and we bore our audience to death, let's begin, shall we? And we are going to begin, of course, in the land of Setsegia. And zoom in a little bit here so you can see good old Samuel. In Samuel, we will find the end of a long dirt trail moving northward. Guided there by a group of helpful hunters, he approaches what looks like a small village. And as usual in Setsegia, it is raining. It's not the heaviest of rains. A rather light storm, and more than a drizzle, less than a downpour, not much lightning, quite a bit of wind. So as your clothes kind of whipping in the breeze, you do see this little collection of huts, just kind of off in the distance. Not really a whole lot of people moving about, and you can see the vast thicket of forest beyond it. But as you are approaching, you've been to some villages before. You are fairly accustomed to kind of the slight kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Pleasantries that you tend to have with them. Someone tends to greet you when you're kind of close because they want to know who you are and why you're there.
Of course.
But this time, you don't really get much of a welcoming party. You find the outskirts to be quite barren. Mostly just the sound of the wind and the rain to greet you. And you did hear that this place might need help, that they were having trouble hunting, and that's how they get by for the most part. And I will say, as you kind of reach the first set of huts, you do see a little bit, I'll say the distance, but it's not that far. It's not a very big place. But you do see the bulk of the village population finally seem to be gathered kind of in the natural, like sort of village square, if you will. And there seems to be a pretty big discussion happening. You actually hear some raised voices. You don't see any like signs of violence. No one's thrashing. There's not a lot of movement, but there are some raised voices. There's clearly an argument happening there. So, as we kind of point the camera to you, what does our audience see when they look at Samule Goodbean?
Oh, well, they're going to see for his kind, he's rather average in height. He's about 5'7". He is on top of his horse at the moment. I assume you know what a horse is by this time, but it is a sheep horse, not to be confused with a horse sheep. He has fair blonde hair and some big brown eyes. He's rather fit for his size. He is, I'd say, you probably can't tell, but he is 26 years old. So he's, been an adult for a while now. And he's kind of got his jaw set at the moment and trying to figure out what's going on.
So you can tell, we'll say you're about 100 feet away or so from them. You got a little bit of distance. You can just kind of hear the edges of the voices, as people shout. You can tell they're speaking a kind of a more rural dialect of the Ulu language. But mostly you're hearing like, yes, you do. Thank goodness you know that. This would be a weird campaign if we had somebody who just didn't speak the language at all.
Yeah. Thank goodness for them, Bert Sonic family. Taught me a lot.
Definitely helps. But you do hear like bits and pieces of it. Go just real quick, just so we have the first roll done. Go ahead and roll me perception.
Okay.
Quite good.
That would be a unnatural 20.
Yes, a dirty 20, as some call it. Okay. So basically, you're kind of like you're a little curious. You're kind of starting to listen in. I don't know if you stopped your horse or not, or if you're kind of slowly approaching. But you're hearing words like "you can't" or "it's too dangerous." You're hearing other voices shouting like "we have to," and no one else is going to do it, and you're just hearing this kind of. You can tell that the conflict is rooted in someone's trying to stop. One group of people is trying to stop another from doing something dangerous.
Well, that's probably why I'm here. Kind of kick Ginger into a little bit more of a trot, so I get over there a little bit quicker. See what's going on.
Okay, so as you kind of move into a trot and start heading a little bit closer, finally, like, some people start to notice that, oh, crap, there's a freaking traveler or outsider. Some guy has shown up here. Now, you're not, like, brandishing a weapon or anything
No.
right? Like, so
I got my sword on my side, but that's about it.
Okay. So you notice some of them kind of look up and see you, and then, like, some like patting shoulders, and you see a few of the others who are like, got spears and such. They kind of look up and they snap to attention, like kind of jog over. They don't like point weapons at you, but they do come to intercept you.
I will kind of I'll move to get off my horse, and don't want to show any aggression.
So as you kind of
I just heard some yelling, so just if they ask what I'm doing, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. So you say, hey, I heard some yelling, and as they're kind of coming up, like a hand up, and one of them's just, yeah, look, did you need directions or something? What?
Oh no, I heard some of the hunters here were needing some help, so just looking for work.
Work? You traveler, you come at a bit of a bad time, and you hear as he's saying that, a woman who seemed to have been in the middle of her sentence says, "No, he's come at a good time. Traveler, what sort of work do you do? I see you are armed. I hope you can use those."
I've had to use them before, yes.
Good. And you see, now you're kind of getting a better picture of the group that's here. You see that kind of there's sort of a clump together, but you're close enough to now sort of notice a little bit of a divide in this party. You can see that most of them on one side are a bit older or quite a bit younger. This woman seems she's got they're all wearing something to protect them from the rain. Mostly you see just I'll say traditional, even the waxed canvas cloaks, which are pretty well waterproofed. You see a lot of those, obviously handmade, but you can see that hers has what looks like these small dark gemstones, kind of on like sewn sort of into the area around like the neck of the cloak. And you see a couple of the others have some of those as well, but she seems to have the most. And you can see on the opposite side of this altercation is mostly, they look like people maybe around your age, but probably a little younger. Most of them men, and you can see that they're wearing armor, and they almost all of them are armed. They're not brandishing the weapons, like I said, but they've got, some of them have bows and quivers and sidearms. The sidearms are primarily hand axes. And
okay.
So you see that they're all geared, right?
Mostly like leather armor, no like.
Yeah, it's pretty much all leather armor. None of them have anything that you think would require a lot of like manufacturing.
Okay. Curious to the level of what kind of combatants they may be.
You do see that the guy kind of in the lead of them,
the younger side.
On the younger side, right. Yes.
Yeah.
His leathers do have what look like these like bone studs in them.
Okay.
Excuse me. That's mostly what sets him apart. And most of these people are Vishkanya. So they have like very fine, serpent-like scales, the burnished gold eyes. You see most of the hair is just dark, like imagine like your typical Ulis black, brown. You actually don't see any that have like the red or auburn hair. They're all just like dark haired. Most of the scales are the light green, which is typical, but you see some that are like browns and like copper colors, and it's kind of this vast array.
Okay.
You can see that he's a bit like more broad-chested. He looks kind of imposing, even though he's younger than you, like I said. But he just has that kind of figure and stance and presence. All that description aside, the woman asked you the question, said it's good, and that man responds and says, "It doesn't matter. He's an outsider. He doesn't know these lands. He doesn't know our problems." She's like, "And that's why I will tell him. Listen, Obviously, you're not going to back down. You're going to do what you want to do. But if you are going to go out there, I would like to see if we can at least send someone who has been before. Out on their own. Out in dangerous situations. She looks over to see you nodding.
I'm just here to assist in any way I can. I mean, I was figured I was going to be doing some hunting or something like that. But if that's what you're needing help with, what exactly are you needing help with?
Well, the fact that you haven't gone around screaming when I said it would be dangerous is testament to your ability, or at least your bravery. You can see some of them are still kind of like talking in hushed voices to each other, still kind of arguing. She walks over to actually greet you. Says, let's go inside. This is not the place to talk.
Do you have a stable I can put my shorts in?
Of course.
Some kind of cover? Okay.
She makes like a gesture at one of the men, and he kind of gives us a short bow and
thank you.
Reaches out to like request the reins from you.
Yeah. Don't hand him over.
He'll
give him a good pat, rub on the head. The shorts. Ginger. not the man.
It is kind of a little weird. He walks her like not too far, kind of just between these other couple of buildings. You can see a small, like covered stables over there. And there's like two other. Well, I'll say other. There's two horses in there, not shorses.
I know horses are atypical for this.
And Ginger's actually bigger than these horses. They're actually pretty small.
Oh, interesting.
Like not quite small enough to be ponies, but like they're definitely a little bit more lithe, svelte creatures. So he walks over there, and the woman leads you to one of the like kind of larger huts, and there's three of the other people kind of flanking her. Two of them are kind of like older looking. You can see kind of from like the lines of the eyes and such. It's a little harder to tell with the Vishkanya, but you can tell. And their hair does eventually get to gray and that kind of stuff. Like hers, you can see is black. Most of the roots are still black, but you can see some wisps of gray coming off her. And to describe her, think like mohawk, but it's kind of pulled to one side.
Ah, okay.
So not like a side cut, like literally like a long mohawk that's kind of pulled over. You can see some streaks of gray in it, and she's got.
And she had the studs or the jewelry.
Yeah.
Is there a check I can do to kind of like maybe? I don't have like a local knowledge. I'm not proficient in that, but something I can kind of infer like, oh, this is obviously like a ranking system or something like that. Is there a way
it would still be knowledge local? So I'll let you go ahead and roll it. It's just literally we'll see if you beat a 10 essentially.
No. Did it click? Did it work? No.
I might be asking for it now, because it should all ask for modifiers now. Oh, 10. That beats a 10. So based on just the fact that she has a certain number, and you see some of the other older ones that seem to have them in a different pattern, but they have less. Okay, yeah, she's probably the highest ranking
thing of the point. Okay.
Yeah.
Could be just a jewelry thing. I don't know.
Right. It might just be fashion.
Yeah.
But
you never know. So.
Yeah, and you can tell just by that, and plus like just the way that people are around her. And you can see, because there's two of the older ones that come with her, and you can see even one of the people from the younger group that was arguing also comes over, and you can see that they're kind of doing that thing where they're sort of readjusting, like they were pissed a second ago, and they come over and they're just kind of like they sort of shake it off, and like they're doing their job now.
Okay.
And they kind of lead you guys to these larger huts. The inside's fairly warm. It's kind of just a circular little building. There's some like cushions along the floor. You can see there's a few like tables and things that seem to be mostly for preparing like food or drinks and other stuff. There's a small bookshelf that you see has like little tiny leather bound, more like journals than actual books. And in the center is a little fire pit with some of the cushions surrounding it. So you go in there and you're seated. and what's clearly a servant comes and brings you you a drink, which is like a warm cider.
Ah, well, I will thank him. Or them.
Male, yes.
Yeah.
And so you get some warm cider, and they bring her some. She says, I apologize for the way that all happened. This must be very sudden.
No. Just heard some raised voices, that's all. Just was kind of concerned maybe something was going on.
It is. Something is going on. To try to be brief, the people of Kuren to our south, thanks to the things going on in the east with Gurga, it seems, their hunting is expanding, and the usual lands to our surroundings outside of the unclaimed have been very sparse of late. We are having a lot of trouble feeding everyone, and we use pelts and things some to do bits of bartering and to get things we do not have, and we are woefully short. We sent our most experienced hunters into the unclaimed to the north because we had no choice, and it is their third expedition, and they have not returned. It has been 4 days.
Oof. Oh, yeah. And I would know. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So it's never taken them that long. They normally they leave. They're gone a day. They return, and tomorrow will be the 5th, and it is already getting late. It is unlike them. Normally they have trained birds, and they will send them with short messages, and we have not even seen those. I am very concerned. The other elders are concerned. And the argument you saw is our youth who are not ready to enter the unclaimed wish to go and find their fathers and older brothers and sisters, but they are not ready.
Or else I would have gone with them to begin with. Yeah. Well, 5 days. That's quite a long time, especially if they're in some kind of trouble.
Yes.
Are you just wanting... Knowledge to the forest. So the forest to the more north, correct? Mm-hmm. Like, is where they went. I know at least a little bit about the unclaimed lands from spending my time here so far, correct?
Oh yes, for sure. Roll me a knowledge nature, actually.
Okay.
I don't think I've gotten to talk about the unclaimed in like any Hyatt campaign yet. 17. So, this isn't a unique thing to Setsegia, right? There are unclaimed lands in most, as far as you know, in most of Hyatt. And it tends to be for, I would say, maybe obvious reasons. Something is making it difficult to settle and to actually push influence over. It's at Segia, the unclaimed lands pretty much all across it, except for over there near the capital in Gomar Hangel, where the Chabakeha happened. All the other unclaimed lands pretty much mark a place where the wilderness has is almost supernaturally hostile.
Okay.
So there's that, and also I think the thing I mentioned in my last one-on-one session I keep referring to Setseki as the ever-storming lands. It doesn't storm 100% of the time. Even throughout different days, you can have a few hour periods where it's clear, right? But it's very rare that you get a full day where there's no rain, no like windstorms. It's just calm. So that's mostly why it happens, but it's not super often. But there are periods of time where it's like, oh, it's cool, it stopped raining for a little while. That happens. Unclaimed lands, however, appear to always be in tumult. There's windstorms, rain is constant, there's thunder, there's lightning. There's something about these areas that is just raw and untamable, it seems. So they are exceedingly dangerous, including the fact that you know that there are creatures you won't find outside the unclaimed lands. And there are people out there, just not people that you know a lot about, because they don't tend to interact with everyone else.
Alrighty. Yeah, okay. I mean, these people need help, so...
She kind of holds a hand up while you're thinking.
Okay.
Says, the problem is not that they want to go and find the others. That has to happen.
Mm-hmm.
My concern is that if something has happened to them, that our youth will seek vengeance. These are their kin, their friends. I know you are an outsider. They may not listen to you. But, believe it or not, having someone like you there can possibly temper some of their actions. They may not wish for someone from not here to see them in such a state. They may focus more on objectives. And if they don't, because that is a slim hope, at the very least, I want there to be someone there who can come and tell us what is happening.
There's people out there that need help. I'm obliged to do it. So, I guess who's the one of the younger ones came with us as well, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna look to him as like, do you speak for your group, or
he shakes his head?
Are you
the one you saw leading the arguments for the youth?
Man earlier.
He just nods. That was Baku.
Say again?
Baku. Yeah. Yes. His father's out there.
I realized I leaned in. I'm wearing headphones to listen better. But yes,
acting.
It was not supposed to be in character. It was literally me trying to listen better. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, because I don't know what my levels are like at all.
No, it was just. I just need to hear it again. I need to listen better.
This is his father is out there, and so my older sister is out there. All of us have someone, even if they're not by blood. We are one hearth.
I understand family. Well, I figure they keep telling you not to go out there. Eventually, you're going to do it yourselves, and you might run into trouble. So
he nods.
I guess I better go with you then.
He kind of just, you see his head kind of pitch forward, and he kind of furrows his brow. Elder, why? May I speak freely? Of course. Stranger, we don't know you, and I don't have a reason to doubt you have ability. But what qualifies you to come with us? Why are you sending us with a guardian?
My name is Samule Goodbean. I hold up my hand.
He kind of reaches out to shake it. He seems suspicious, but he reaches out to shake it.
Okay. Now we know each other. I have been traveling for a while now, and I've seen many things, and some things that are tough by nature. Now, if it's merely finding these people, I can do that. If they're all right and getting them all home, we can do that. I could go out there myself and find them. Trying to get this group of people home is going to be harder to do. Now, you going out there and find these people and getting them home without any complications happening, it's a rough bet right there. And you could probably still do it, but with me, your chances are, I'd say, much better.
He still seems suspicious. He's... Alright, okay. Let's say that's the case. Why do this? What's in it for you?
You need help.
He looks at the elder. She just nods.
I mean, I'm not going to say I was coming out here to help you hunt or anything like that. I was just going to take a small portion of maybe some hide or some meat as payment. And this is probably going to be about the same thing. I'll take a hide or two. I do expect to get some compensation, but I'm not asking for a lot, because I know if you need help, you probably don't have a lot to give.
We will certainly find something.
I mean, maybe one of them fancy hats. I don't know. Keep the rain off me a little better. Lost mine a while ago.
I trust your judgment, Elder. This is just a strange situation. She nods again. You are right to trust it. My Amidraba is that of a scale. I am meant to be an excellent judge. And I have committed all of my many years so far to perfecting that. And I see sincerity in you. There are many factors beyond the spiritual. You showed up here offering help. You don't really have much to gain by betraying the trust of a rather needy village. I believe your intentions are true, but I do not have the ability to judge your strength, only your intent. The younger guy is just nodding, and the two olders are also nodding, and one of them kind of closes his throat. If I may, sir, if I don't want you to think that the entire fate of this place rests on your shoulders or anything like that. You need not lay down your life for this village. I believe our request is merely that you accompany them and make wiser decisions than we feel we can trust them within their current state of emotion.
I'll be honest, there's no guarantee I can find these people, just like there's no guarantee I can, try to keep everybody cool heads. I mean, I know if I found members of my family dead and the people were there standing, that caused it, I'm not sure what I would do.
Understandable.
I just hope I would make the right decision at that time. That's what my parents would want from me.
Then it falls to me to gather what it is you request in compensation. So what do you request?
Let's find out if this all goes well first, okay? That's all I need.
The elder woman kind of smiles a little. As you wish. Well, if you could, feel free to relax here for a moment, for I am going to go talk to Baku and inform him of the situation. And
would you like me to go with you, or?
It will be fine.
Because you seem pretty heated out there. Just if he has any issues with me, I'd rather hear him myself.
I am in no danger, neither are you. These arguments happen to... you have family. No one can quite set you on edge as quickly as the people you care about. And we all care deeply. But I will tell him, and then you will speak.
Alrighty.
She stands and says, please enjoy your cider for now.
Oh, thank you.
She steps out.
Take a big drink.
So they leave. The servant, it's a different servant. This one's a kind of youngish. She looks actually like a Ulukana, a half Vishkanya. So you don't see any scales or anything. But she comes, brings out a small bowl of stew. It's got some kind of like large chunks in it that you can't quite identify, but it smells really nice.
Of meat?
It's probably meat.
Okay.
It almost, I would say, like when you kind of get it, it looks more like it's like stew ingredients, but it looks more like gravy. Like it's really thick.
Okay.
And kind of opaque, like gravy-ish. And but she brings that and like a little bit of this like dark bread, and sort of pauses, looks up at you, says, "Are you going to the north?"
Well, if that's what Bakul agrees to, then yes.
Okay. My betrothed is out. He's out there, and he's very he's big. He's much bigger than me. Closer to Baku's size. He's very kind. I know I'm digressing, but you can actually just start to kind of tear up. She's, if you can find him,
What's his name? What does he look like?
She goes on to describe him as he's about 6'3". She says he's kind of broad-shouldered. She goes on to kind of describe some other features, like he has a very nice smile and cheek dimples. She's like kind of going on. She's like clearly gushing. She says he does have his hair is kind of like dark auburn type color, and it's pulled back into a long braid. But she says he also has a birthmark on his left cheek that looks kind of like a serpent. And so he's easily identifiable by that if you get close enough to see it.
Okay.
Just I don't have much to offer, but
Oh, well, I'm already going out there. Yeah, like I'm not gonna ask anything of you if I'm already going out there. So I'm looking for all of them, but I'll make sure to keep an eye out. Okay.
Of course. Thank you. And she just like bows
No problem.
several times as she's leaving.
And I bow back.
Oh yeah, that's what I
Still,
do here.
yeah.
Local customs.
Yeah.
A few more minutes pass, and the older what? What I do? What happened?
No, it's not you. I'm getting photoshopped messages sent to me.
Oh God.
Or picture. Yeah.
For a different thing. So yeah.
You'll see.
A few minutes
soon.
pass. Yeah, I see an alert down there. I'm not going to look at it yet. And the older person who was guarding the elder woman, who never gave me her name, he kind of, he opens the door, kind of peeks in, and says, "You can meet now. if you'll be staying overnight, we're going to prepare you a hut. There's a small one for guests. It's empty right now.
Oh, well, that'd be much appreciated. Meet Bakul, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's clarify.
Pulls his hood back up and leads you out. He leads you back to kind of the town center. And sort of just standing in sort of the middle there, it's just Bakul. And he seems to be kind of pacing.
And in the rain, angry.
Yes. He doesn't even have like his cloak on anymore. He's just kind of walking around with like armor. He's kind of got the spear and he's like twirling it in his hand, and doesn't look at you when you approach until the older guard just cool nods. I see him. He keeps walking, whirling the spear. He leans down to you a little and says, "Please forgive the pageantry. He will talk." Kind of pats you on the shoulder. He walks several paces away, but doesn't go inside. He like walks under an awning that's kind of like built out of one of the other huts, and he just sort of leans against the wall and stands there, kind of waits. He's far enough away that he's like not a part of the conversation, but he's staying nearby. Like he wants to kind of hear what's going on. So Bakul just keeps walking around and he says, "All right, look. I'm sure by now they've told you that it is our family members dying out there to feed us, to provide for this village, because none of the other cities care." He has a different energy than the others did. Says, "I don't mind if you come tagging along for whatever reason the elders sent you for. I trust her judgment, that you are kind of heart and your intentions are good, but I need you to understand something. If we go out there and find that blood of our kin has been spilled, we will get recompense. It would not be wise for an outsider to stand in the way of that." And he's not pointing the spear at you, but like if it was like giving off a laser beam, it's like right over your shoulder.
That makes about as much sense as a man standing in the rain trying to catch his death.
He keeps the stoic face for a moment, and then there's like a slow like what face that kind of comes over him.
You ain't even got a coat on, man. You think you, somebody who has to stay here in the village,
Works his shoulder
can kill whatever took out all your hunters?
It's not just me. All of us. All of us left. Whatever this is, probably, if they're hurt, if there's blood, it probably took them by surprise. We'll have the advantage of knowing it's out there.
Have you thought about what happens to this village if you do not succeed in that? If you join your others dead?
He scoffs, but roll diplomacy.
Okay.
I know you're so good at this. Whoa, hey,
that's not bad. That's not bad for 0 ranks it.
That's not bad. The question is, what is his starting attitude?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, unfriendly is pretty difficult. It's 20 plus their charisma bonus.
Yeah, I know. Falls on deaf ears. At least I have said.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. I gotta check one other modifier. I think there's a. Okay. I think that counts. I think that's count. I think that counts. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, yeah. So he kind of scoffs, and then you can see just sort of the like. You can see his face change a little bit, like he was gonna kind of say something, but it sort of dies on his lips, and he twirls the spear a little bit slower and kind of keeps walking around. You think he like lost whatever he was going to retort with, like he's thinking now. You may have started to sway him. Maybe he didn't think about that.
Look, that's neither here or there. We don't even know if your kin is hurt, dead, or alive yet. And that's a judgment call that we're going to have to make when we find that out.
He nods. That we can agree on.
You can't plan for everything.
He turns to face you. I don't know what compels a man to go help people he doesn't know, especially doing something dangerous. But it's admirable. That I can admit.
You hunt, correct?
Yep. Just like my father and his father before him. He stands up a little taller.
Why don't they stay here and weave, cloaks you wear?
It's not what they do.
It's what they're capable of.
Yeah. Hunting's in their blood. It's in my blood. This is how we provide. It means taking life and sending some animals back to the cycle, but
I understand
I
that.
was one of those once. I'm here now. This is what I can do.
I found that I was capable of things, having to protect the animals we raised against, things that would want to hurt them. So I have taken lives of animals in defense of others, but I have also slaughtered our own livestock. And I thank them for it, because it's part of nature. Now, something out there, just like your hunters are hunting, may have gone after them. It's another part of nature. Now, I'm not saying forgive it, but just try and think about that.
He's giving you a peculiar look now. He kind of approaches, puts half the spear on his shoulder. You're a farmer.
I was. The Goodbean name didn't give it away?
Not to me, I'm afraid. But... okay. I just noticed you said our livestock, and what gets a farmer out here helping villages?
The ability to.
If only more people thought that way. He rests the spear. He flips it over and kind of stabs it in the ground.
You wouldn't be having this problem now, would you?
Sure wouldn't. Most people have no spine.
They're greedy, but usually those that are greedy just need help as well.
Okay.
Just in a different way.
Well,
let's get out of this rain. What are you doing out here, man?
I'm still angry. He goes back to pacing. Just meet back here in the morning. First light. Keep spinning it. Keep
Used
pacing.
To it. Save some of that energy for tomorrow. We'll need it.
Doesn't seem to respond to that.
Well, I think that's about as far as I'm getting with him.
The other elder, as you're walking back, kind of gives you a smile and will lead you to the hut you'll stay in that night.
Okay.
Cool. Let's see. So the next morning, you head out and... Oh, go ahead.
Do I need to roll for my shore stuff? Or is this
That's a good idea. Go ahead and do that.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify, because I know this is a one-on-one thing. Just wanted to make sure. I had to pull up. Ginger did not have her pulled up.
The temptation to look at these alerts, but I'm not doing it.
I know, I caved and did it already.
I need to make you a macro for that, but that's okay. Okay, yeah.
1%.
Ginger's coat is growing.
Yep.
So make sure you change that, and we should be good there.
Me, just for the sake of making sure it worked. 17%. Alright.
For those watching the video wondering, yes, as said before, a shorse is a sheep horse. It's horse, has like a lot of wool and stuff. It's fucking adorable.
Its wool grows, so we gotta figure out how fast that's growing.
Yeah, and theirs grows fast. So if anybody is like, 1%, that's ridiculous. I know. That's the point. We want the shorts to get all woolly at some point. We don't want it to take a year. Anyway, it could, but we don't want it to. Anyway, so you rest. Oh, by the way, the stew was good. It actually,
Okay.
I would say, I'm trying to think like the closest thing that it would taste like. We found out like most of the stuff in it wasn't meat; it was vegetables. There was like big chunks of like turnips and I think some beets that had been like roasted and then eventually put into this stew.
My first thought was like a risotto, but it seems a little bit more vegetable-y than that now.
Yeah, like
a mushroom
lots
thing.
of like the chunks of these like kind of large like root vegetables and such, and then like just it was very herbaceous. I'll say that because it's like clearly they like gathered a bunch of things. We're like, these all taste good, so we're gonna put them in the stew, right?
Fiddle head ferns, leeks, wild onions. You know,
Heck yeah.
I'm assuming since it's raining all the time, the flora is crazy here.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
What'll grows a lot.
Yeah.
And there is lots of rice. There was no rice in this specific stew. But it was like I would say very kind of earthy, and you could tell that that kind of gravy like stuff was definitely some kind of like it was made off of some kind of bone broth with like a thickener of some kind, maybe potato starch or something.
And then even the bones themselves, you know, get the ligament in there, thicken it up.
Heck yeah.
But continue.
But yes, it tastes very good. It's very hearty. It was like a warm you up and keep you warm kind of meal. Next morning, first light hits, and you can see that so you can immediately tell that it's kind of a break in the storm. You don't hear rain when you wake up, and you've been in Tsasegia long enough that is louder than rainstorms. Like that silence is like, oh snap! Like you'll wake up because it stops raining. You know? Yeah.
The sudden stop of sound is more alerting.
Yes, and then like how bright the like sunlight coming through the little bitty like window is. So you know, probably a good time to travel anyway. You head to the square, and it's Baku and a dozen others, so 13 total people out there, and you can see that they've all. Excuse me. God dang it! So sorry. Between all 13 of them, there are 3 of those small horses.
Okay, so we can't move exceptionally fast, but
no,
we're going to be able to at least move.
But yeah,
we're gonna be moving lightly because the horses will be covered carrying the load.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
you can tell that's mostly what the horses are there for. Is to like carry additional things, stuff for like camping gear and that kind of stuff to help with that.
Okay.
But also, I mean, they can move if they need to. So
did they tell what size was the hunting party that went out, or the hunting parties that went out?
You ask someone that. They said there were 8 of them total.
Okay.
And that they usually split. They usually keep to groups of 4. Depending on what they're hunting, they usually keep to groups of 4.
All right. Okay. So I don't like that idea of like if they're hurt, we only have like 4 things or hurt people can ride or travel. But I'm not going to tell them that.
But there's also enough people to
to
make
help
a
move.
journey and carry.
Yes,
people.
yes. Okay.
So,
Just means we're going to be going slow. But yes.
this place doesn't
Anyway,
have a lot of resources.
no, I guess not. But yeah, find a. Probably blinked on the name. But cool, and ask him if is your group ready?
You almost slipped into Scarletto voice for a second there.
Oh yes, I did. Oh,
I heard it.
I did.
I heard it.
Your group ready? Yeah, sorry.
Character blindness. No,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready. We've been ready for days. Your horse good to carry some extra load if it needs to?
Oh sure, she built like.
What kind of horse is that anyway?
Oh, it's actually a horse. It's a sheep horse. Not to be confused with a heat. It's a
he really doesn't actually know what it is, but yeah. You know they exist in Setsegi, they're just a lot more rare.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Ginger. She's been with me a long time. But now she can carry. She's pretty stout. So
She is. She's a good steed. Well, regardless, no more wasted time.
Are any of y'all riding, or are y'all mostly?
He hops
lead?
onto one of the horses, and then you see two others hop up on the backs of him. They kind of like nestling in between like saddlebags and stuff.
I could do well with a cart, but all right.
They don't have one.
I know.
So
Well, I can go from hauling 2 people to like 5 people, but
if you say that in character, someone says it's out there somewhere. So, yeah.
Of course they took it. Yeah, I didn't think.
So you guys head out on your ride. So just
If there's a
Go ahead,
smaller
go
person that would like to ride with me on Ginger, I would offer. That way I'm not overloading Ginger too heavily.
I'd say somebody probably takes you up on that.
Okay. So, I'm sure she don't mind much. They're run by me about how big this group of people are that I'm blanking on the species name.
Oh,
The race
Vishkanya.
name. Vishkanya, thank you.
They tend to be a little more like svelte, in build. Let me see, what do they range from?
This is something I can't remember off the top of my head.
I can't either. That's fine.
No, it's fine. It doesn't matter.
I'm already looking it up now.
Okay, as long as they're not like 7, 8, and 500 pounds. Oh, okay. That really matters.
Let's see. Male average. I am terrible at math, so I should use this calculator. So that's.
Would just like to keep horse shorts at a medium load or better.
Yeah. Average
With me,
male
that's-
is about 132.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's easy. That's easy then.
Yeah, for medium, for Ginger, yeah, that's no problem. They're not all male, by the way.
Okay. Well,
So average female
Makes no
is
difference to me.
about 10-ish pounds under that, which is probably who hopped on. Most of the dudes are like too proud, and it's just like, I'll take it.
if you need help, look, the Goodbeans always say, if you need help, you ask for help, and if someone needs help, you give that help.
A bunch of them are just like, oh no, it's fine or whatever. But Cool kind of laughs at them, but you guys keep riding, and that the female warrior she's like, I'm not gonna be more tired. Like, forget it, I'll hop on. And so she gets on.
Makes sense to at least somebody say some energy. Anyway, yeah, it's under the 490.
Okay, cool.
I was still kind of like doing rough math to make sure we're still within, especially if she's carrying stuff and load a little bit more on there.
She is. For now, we'll hand wave it just because we're just kind of moving along.
But yes.
So, yeah, you move on north, and So as you're traveling, just to kind of see what role you kind of end up taking in this journey, go ahead and roll me a survival check. And I'm going to roll one for Bakul. Let's see what his is.
Survival.
Survival indeed.
Another unnatural 20. So it's actually an 11, but I have a high modifier on that one.
Oh, snap.
Oh, boo.
Way higher on the die. However, okay, so basically, how it pretty much turns out is like, this is his stomping grounds, right? Like, he's actually kind of been out here. All these people are pretty familiar with it. But there's a few times where... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Are we in the forest yet?
You are definitely in the forest.
Well, I do have
as soon as you start heading north. Oh, yeah. What is your bonus?
It's on knowledge and survival checks, so it'd be 2. Yeah.
Oh, +2.
So
Make sure you put that in the notes of your
I need to put that in the
notes.
Yeah.
So it's actually even. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so what that means is that there's a few times as you're going that he's like asking. You can tell he's kind of trying to be kind of lighthearted and like kind of mess with you a little. And like he'll be like, bark on this side of the trees. It's actually growing in thinner. What does that mean? And you can kind of tell he knows the answer, but because of your role, you'll be like, normally, it means this, but in this case, you kind of, hear that actually means that because you guys are near the unclaimed, it means the storms out here have actually been like the winds and such have been consistently kind of going one way the whole time. Normally it'd have to do with like sunlight exposure, right? But it's actually more about the direction the storm is blowing and moving in the like unclaimed is actually just wearing it off, and that it's been consistent, so that it pretty much tells you like pretty much the way the wind is going to be blowing for the foreseeable future. Not, it means the sunlight's coming from, like, it mostly gets its exposure from this direction or whatever. Like, so
wind
it's just weird stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, basically
that.
Yeah.
And so it's just like stuff like that where it's like kind of more endemic to this area, and he's trying to kind of get you to answer wrong so he can kind of make fun of you a little bit, and you're just like, oh no, here that would mean something else. And he's like, damn it. But you can tell as you guys are riding, like on the first sort of leg of your trip upward or northward, people are they're kind of hyped up, right? Because they're getting to go do the thing they want. So people are kind of in good spirits, and like the razzing is happening, and some of the others they sort of shift and sort of make fun of Bakul, as he's like pretending not to know the answers to these things, and you're like, oh yeah, it's this. And so they're like, why didn't you know that? And he's shut the hell up. So you're kind of getting a little bit of camaraderie as you go, because you actually know what you're talking about.
I'm not doing it to, kick the rug out from under them.
Right. And they can kind of tell that you're like you're inferring these things. You're not like fucking with them, basically.
Oh yeah. Well, he actually posed me the question, so I got to think about it.
But you can tell you're getting a little bit of like not even just respect, a little bit more trust in that ability now that like they can see you just reason this stuff out on the fly. Like, oh, holy crap! This foreigner knows what he's talking about. so yeah, good roll.
A bit in nature, which. Sorry, about that. Not adding that on the road. I was like, wait a second. No, I got favorite terrain. That's the ranger thing. Come on, man.
Yeah, no worries.
I get to use it. But yeah.
So they start kind of asking you stuff for a little while, but like after, say, like the first like 3-ish hours or so of travel, you can tell the tone is shifting. You can see that people are getting more reserved. They're kind of getting their game faces on. So you can kind of infer that like you're getting close to where they think everyone should be, where like their normal kind of, this is where we camp to go hunt in this area, and then they're kind of getting near where they're expecting to find something.
I'll pull out one of the spares. I might keep on Ginger and make sure it's all good. And kind of get it at the ready just in case things kick off on our sudden.
Yeah, you see a lot of them, getting. They're actually mostly taking out bows, the Ulu recurves they have, and one of them who's kind of walking near you, or actually, it's the lady who's riding with you. She gets hers out and knocks it in. She says, "You don't have a bow?"
Oh no, find a spear is a little bit easier to use. You just hit them with the pointy.
Right.
That kind of left. No, I just keep two. If I gotta throw one, I back up.
You are a lousy shot. Not everyone is good at everything.
Mm.
You can tell she's kind of joking with you, but like the little bit of a smile she gets like quickly kind of drops off as she gets the arrow knocked and is scanning the trees. You can start to feel the. Oh, I should have told. I'm an idiot. I should have told you. The wind and everything and like the rain and stuff picked up as you got about a mile or so in to like where is the unclaimed region.
Okay.
Should probably change the music too.
Think Stream Ghost. Or is that
Stream Ghost?
The voice of Harley. I don't know.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah, so the storm picks back up, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's it. We're in the unclaimed, but that was hours ago. So you can see them all scanning the trees. You've got your weapon out. Bakul whispers, kind of loud whispers because it's windy and really hard to hear. But there's like a few people telephone style. And, one of the people kind of in front of you, because they're not all of the horses are right in front. Because they're some of them are kind of moving in and out. Like some of the people are like moving up to talk, moving back, and there's a little bit of movement. But they're starting to kind of pull back a little bit and come to like a bit of a formation almost. And as one of the warriors drops back, he leans up and says, "This is about 10 minutes and we'll reach camp." Do you do anything on the approach at this like 10-minute mark?
Well, am I riding near the front?
Yeah, I would say the people on foot all start to kind of pull back to where anyone riding is going to be kind of in the lead.
It's been about 5 days. Oh, 5 days.
5 days now.
It's been raining pretty heavily. Is there any chance I might be able to see any tracks of the previous people coming this direction, or let me just check for like tracks in general. You can see if I see anything coming to or from.
Are you gonna like they kind of call them to stop for a moment so you can actually get a good survey for a second? Or
I hate to stop the whole movement for something. No, I'm just gonna. We're not moving real fast. I might take a moment to dismount, so that way I can get closer to the ground.
Okay.
So I just don't want to be trying to read tracks through stuff people have already walked through. That's the main thing.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's gonna be.
That sounds very strange. I just don't. I'm not gonna stop. I'm going to take a moment.
Yeah. Okay, so you're kind of trying to go. Okay, that's going to be at a modifier of. It's going to be a modifier of -8.
Eek. Okay, I'll try, and that is perception. Survival. Okay.
So
I always forget.
Yeah. So, sorry.
With
your, that's with your +2. Is it -8?
Ooh, okay.
It would have been a -10. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, total modifier.
Oof.
Did you put the -8 in there?
Oh no, sorry. No.
You gotta do that.
Well, that would be.
We haven't with the group. We haven't established a rule on if you roll it wrong, whether we have to re-roll or not. So
I'll re-roll it if you want me to.
No. We have to make a group decision on it so that we're consistent. So for now, we're just doing it. No big deal. So that is
which would be.
So it would have been a 24. So minus 8 is a 16.
Plus 2.
Or is
that? Oh, yeah. So it's negative 10, but actually just negative. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so checking my DCs again. Okay. You see what you think. At first, you think it's nothing, right? Because you're. You know, it in fact, it's fine. At first, you think it's nothing.
Did you not factor in all the rain?
I didn't factor in the fact there's a lot of other people walking. And that but you're at the front of them, so this is fine. Yeah, that's where my brain went. Is like there's a lot of other folks, but you're at the front now, so you're in front of all their tracks. So
yeah, that was what the question was.
Yeah,
just make sure I was near the front of the bag.
So you right. So you're checking the ground and stuff, and it's like. It's soft and muddy. You know what would leave good tracks? The problem is the constant downpour is constantly rearranging the mud and moving stuff around. But the tree cover does change a little bit. There's certain spots that don't change so much. They just kind of get rinsed over. And you notice this spot that looks a little different, and you kind of get to the other side of Ginger, because it's kind of on the right side of her. And as you're going by, you get a little bit of a better look at it, and maybe even like somebody like holds a covered little like lantern over because they can see you're looking at stuff, and you get a better look, and you can definitely tell that is a pretty big footprint, or maybe a paw print. You'd have to actually stop and examine it to try to figure out what that is a track of. You can see that like most everything else has been kind of washed away, but it's too big to be like a human, right? Or too big to be a demi or anybody humanoid like, unless they're real big. That's all I can give you unless you stop. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop and try and pull Ginger to kind of like block it so people don't accidentally walk through it or something like that. So kind of body block it a little bit.
Okay. So you kind of hold up a hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna, I guess, try to look to Bakul. Pull up the name again. To try to say, hold a moment. Hold on a moment there, please. Don't want to drop into other character.
He glances back. He sees you like try to get his attention, and that person holding a lantern holds up the hand. Comes over to you. What is it?
Some sort of track here. Trying to decipher words.
You found tracks? And he hops off.
Don't know if you'll never look. It's a slim chance, but take every chance you can get. So, trying to figure out. Much too large to be a regular person.
Okay.
Damn me.
Stopped. Now that you've stopped to try to identify it, I think survival can also do that. Nope. Knowledge nature.
Nature? Good up?
Yep. We're gonna go with knowledge nature.
Nature.
So yeah, when it queries, make sure you add. Oh, you know what? I don't think it does. Real quick, before you roll, let me find out where it is on the character sheet. I think it's in the configuration tab. Sorry, folks. Should have covered this before we started, but gotta happen at some point. I have to look at a sheet to be able to. No.
No, I cannot touch it then.
No. I don't have to look at yours. I got an extra one over here. Yeah, configuration tab under roles, where it says query modifier for. It's on the right side.
Oh, yes. Query modifier for. It's under it.
Check all of them except damage and initiative.
They are.
They are? Okay, good.
Yeah, so ability, saving throw, concentration, skill, attack, CMB. That's what I have.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So yeah, whenever so whenever you click knowledge nature, it should bring up the little query box and then add your plus, and put 2 in it, and then hit enter.
Okay.
You don't have to put plus, just put 2.
Just 2.
Yeah. You have to put a minus if there's a penalty, but if there's a bonus, just put the number.
Okay.
While you do that, I'm going to tuck the dog in, because he's being crazy.
Sleepy boy. He's a sleepy boy.
Tucked in.
Normally, I give my shorts a little kiss on the forehead when he goes to sleep, and it gets him all ready for the night. I did 18.
and you did, I see the +2 there. Okay, and make sure you add the text in the notes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, return.
I got it for
survival, yeah.
Survival, but I haven't done it yet for nature.
No worries. So 18. That is. This is probably pretty familiar to you.
I'm just putting in favored forest because favored terrain forest is a lot to put.
Why is it on linguistics? Okay. Okay. So, as you examine this, you count what looks like long claws at the end of it. You're pretty sure it's very deep set. You think the only reason it's still there is because like whatever it is very, very heavy and stepped into this soft ground. And you can see that it's pointed the direction you're headed. And you're pretty sure this is the track of a grizzly bear.
Oh boy. Okay.
Of a really big grizzly bear.
I turn around and go back. No, okay. All right. This bear track, but it's a very large. This one's been eating good. Let's go in the direction we're headed.
Just a bear?
And you see the side? Oh, this one track from a bear.
He looks at it. Yeah, I mean it's big, but
No, this is a track from a bear.
yeah.
There could have been more.
I see what you mean. We don't know how many in this damn rain. Okay.
So it could be
back up.
one, could be 2 or 3.
Yeah. Heck,
Even worse, could be a mom and her cubs.
Hey, he says, yeah, even worse. And this, in the unclaimed, that could be the cub. Gets back on his horse.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll mount up on Ginger and
Continue.
get to moving and double check those spears again.
You do have
Yes, okay.
an owl hoots overhead as you move through the woods. It's by itself. You don't see any other birds. It's just kind of on a branch, watching your group.
You might check your focus. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
You're out of focus for a second.
I was like trying to slide. I was like, damn it, where is the stop doing
Yeah.
anything? Okay.
Yeah. Just looking out.
Thank you. Just kind of watching the group, and you very quickly realize that other than the rain and wind, it's like the only sound you hear. And obviously the movement, but the group is moving fairly quietly, even with the horses. And inevitably, unless you do something else or have any other conversations, that the rest of that 10 minutes will slip by gradually. And you finally reach what you can tell is the remains of a camp. But you can see it's probably not as terrible as you were expecting. You see tents that are still up, some which have collapsed. Mostly, probably looks like more they've been sitting there so long. You don't see blood. You don't see any real signs that something terrible happened here, other than the fact that it's completely abandoned. You do see some scattered goods. You see what looks like this kind of muddied, skewered, dried meat that's seemed like it was cast aside. You can see that where the fire was, they had built this little billow above it to be able to kind of keep it together under the rain. But with the help of the canopy.
Yes.
You can see that whatever that is was quickly dashed out. And you see a couple of short spears that weren't taken, a few scattered arrows that aren't broken or anything. They're just lying like they were just knocked down. And you can see probably the remains of several, a stampede of tracks that move kind of in scattered directions from the camp. And as you guys are kind of approaching, the cool calls to halt again. Don't see anyone. Everyone stay on your guard. Dismounts.
No, we'll take the spear off and I'll put one behind me and have the other one in hand. Start. You said there was no blood from.
Didn't see any from where you were at the edges of it, right? So no obvious carnage. That's just all the stuff that was obvious when you were on the outskirts.
Are there? You said there's loose arrows on the ground. Are there any embedded in the ground, like they were fired, or?
So you start going around and looking.
Yeah, I'm looking for any signs of conflict. That's not the right word, but
no, I mean
that works.
It's a good word.
No.
Okay, I'm not gonna make you roll for looking for this specific thing, right? So not in that case. So you're looking to see if any are embedded in stuff, they were fired or hit a tent, hit a tree. Kind of whenever you guys arrived at it, you definitely didn't see any. You just see some scattered. But as you kind of get to the opposite side of the camp, behind one of the tents that's still standing, kind of flapping in the wind, look around it, you can see there's a hole in that tent, and kind of through the hole you actually see the end of an arrow. You kind of look around it, you see it embedded in a tree, and then higher up, another arrow embedded in the tree, and then maybe these trees are hella tall, by the way. Then even higher than that, maybe 20 feet, you can see another arrow. What the hell were they shooting at 20 feet up?
Kinda. I don't like this.
No. You can see that they've all started to kind of comb the area a little bit.
There's food still out. So animals haven't been here recently to eat it. Kind of gesturing at the dried meat that's been left. Discarded, yes. Spears and arrows still here, so...
Yeah, something.
Rightfully not something very intelligent. Or too intelligent to know that those aren't probably worth a whole lot. Some stealing. Plus that bear track earlier has me the most concerned.
I feel like if a group of bears rolled through like that, there'd be more destruction.
Everything's quite intact.
It looks like they fled. We need to figure out
where to. Yeah. I kind of nod. Like, yeah.
He gives you the same nod and kind of turns. He's trying to you can see he's trying to make sense of where some of these what you could kind of tell were probably footprints at one point, heavy running ones. And he's trying to he's kind of trying to figure it out, and some of the others are keeping an eye on the trees. You just you hear that woman go, "Is that the same owl?"
Hi. Look.
Looks similar. It's kind of this tawny feathers sitting in the tree. It's actually from where you're standing. When you looked at the arrows, about 10 feet to your right and 15 feet up. You see it on a branch. It looks pretty similar. Roll perception.
I don't get a perception bonus at force. I gotta check. I always forget. The perception. Yeah, perception. Yeah, so you get There's another thing to add on there. Yeah, I always forget. Okay, so 2. I'll add in after this too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. You put the +2 into the bonus thing.
Yeah, I did.
13.
Adding that now.
You think it's the same, but it's hard. It's an owl. It's hard to tell. They're probably just the same species, right?
Is there... Oof. No, never mind. There's nothing really I can do. I was trying to is there a sense motive for this owl? But
a sense motive for the owl.
Yeah, I guess with that perception, I wouldn't really have anything. It just looks like an owl. Yeah,
it just looks like an owl in the rain.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the girl that rode with me. I'm just gonna lean in and whisper, just keep an eye on that.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel I would be feeling unnerved if it is the same owl. It's it might be a different owl.
It's just one of those.
Part of me,
if it is, it's scary.
Yeah. If this owl's following us, then it may not be an owl.
For why?
Yeah, why is the owl following us? That's why I was like, since motive, is this owl nefarious? No, but I guess at that point, what I'm going to start is I have a good idea where a person may have been standing, or you look like you were going to do something.
No, I was just saying, go ahead.
Okay.
Because I was going to ask
where somebody may have been standing when they shot these arrows, based on where the arrow went in. Well, they shot from this direction, this direction, and then this direction. I kind of have a good idea where they're shooting. Yeah. So I'm going to try and look around there and see if I can follow that particular, because there's about 8 people. Okay. A lot of footprints might go a lot of directions. I can follow one particular set that might help me out.
It's a good idea. Okay, go ahead and roll. We're going to survival with a total modifier. I'm only going to give you -4.
Okay.
Because that's a really good idea.
Survival minus.
Also timing.
Is that -4?
Total modified -4 because I'm including the +2 and everything. So just put -4 in the thing. Yeah. Yeah. I won't always do that, so it's good to check.
Okay, would have been better if I didn't have the -4. But...
yeah,
I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, because these are difficult conditions to track something in, right?
Yeah, so it's been days. I understand.
It's really impressive that you can do this, right? So
yeah. Rangers being fun, man.
So So you kind of try to follow what you think is okay. This looks like it's the same consistent, and you're kind of trying to think of running, shoot from this position, like, you know, I almost said like a gunman. Shoot from this position, and you think like, okay, they turn. Oh yeah, this lines up, and you're just kind of trying to put it all together. And you can see some of the other like warriors are kind of watching you, and they remember to like go back to looking at the trees, and some of them checking the prints. And you get to a point, you get kind of like more into like the actual thick of the trees and such. This is like a moderate clearing, right? Mm-hmm. Once you get back there and there's more like underbrush and stuff, you can't quite see the tracks anymore without like going deep and seeing if they pick back up. But you're pretty confident they fled to the southwest.
Southwest.
Yes.
I would mention that if I do start getting to thick brush and things like that, I would instead start looking for broken twigs and branches and things of that nature, hair on branches.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Especially bear hair on branches. But if something pursued them southeast.
Yep. Are you gonna like continue to follow the tracks, or do you like stop and alert everybody or anything?
I'm gonna meet back up with the Cool and kind of report what I believe at least this individual went. Just gonna say. So have you found anything on your end yet?
It just seems like they scattered. I think I'm gonna have to depend on what I know about them. Try to follow based on that. They encountered something.
Well, do you know what's... Oh, go ahead.
You ask. He just looks up like he's hoping you have anything. He stops talking.
No. Is there something to the southeast of here?
It might be a fallback camp. But we broke that down a long time ago.
I did find some movement headed that way. Tracks. But... just decide on one, but if we can find a member of the group.
There was a cave that way. I think.
A cave. Stream, anything that way, that might be
shelter.
Defensible or shelter.
It's better than what we got now. We should go. You hear the one go, this. Do you still need me to watch this owl? It's watching me back.
I walk up and I look at the owl.
Turns its head to stare at you. I'm gonna have you roll perception one more time.
Okay, because I'm real suspicious of this owl. Perception again, you said?
Yes, perception.
Let's do. A lot better. That would be 22 total.
Staring at this owl for a while. The owl just looks kind of normal. So at some point, you kind of step back and kind of looking at the tree, looking at the owl, looking around. There's something weird about this tree, actually. Roll me knowledge nature.
Why can't I find nature? Others. I always look for nature, not knowledge nature. I don't know why.
Okay. I will give you the real answer. No.
Oh no! Oh no!
No, but
actually,
so looking at it,
actually a giant bear holding twigs.
Right. you kind of notice like where all the other trees sort of around it are and such, and the weird thing, you could probably chalk it up to it being the unclaimed lands, and those weird shit can happen there. But this tree, you don't know how the heck it would have grown here. There's so many other like roots and things and like bigger trees kind of surrounding it. It's just weird that this one's in this spot.
Man, I need a lot of daylight. Not a lot of that there.
I mean, 'cause it's already weird that you get big trees in Setseki with so much rain, but this is even stranger. And I will give you, because you kind of got more reason to, like, you were kind of pondering this stuff. You notice something else that's a little bit more alarming. The base of this tree, you can see the faintest imprint that at first is like it's nothing until, because you saw it before, you snap down, you take a much closer look, there's another one of those bear prints. You can tell it's a back paw, and it's like kind of right at the base. You would almost say that it was like a bear, like standing up and, like, you know, scratching at this tree or doing something to it. Like, it looks like it was standing right in front of it, but there's no scratches on the tree, no evidence that anything messed with it.
I'm gonna approach the tree. Hold up a hand to the cool. I didn't look that up this time, so I had to do it from memory.
He's like already gathering everybody to go south, and this is, oh gosh. Is it more bad news? He doesn't have that accent. Is it more bad news?
Give me a second. I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna run my hand, like, kind of stand where the track is. I'm not gonna run my hand on the tree.
Feels
Surely,
like
if this bear tried to climb this tree, it would have to interact with it of some kind.
no scratches. Feels like a perfectly pristine, normal tree.
Is the owl still in the tree?
Yep. It is staring at you now. Still appears to be a normal owl as far as you can. Just acting weird.
I so badly want to say jokingly, but I also do kind of mean it seriously. I asked the owl, "Do you know what happened here?"
It takes the head, stares at you a little bit longer, and suddenly swoops and dives out of the tree. Looks like it's coming straight for you. At the last second, veers off toward the woman next to you. Roll initiative.
Ah, okay. Oh no. Do I have a thing I need to select?
I'm gonna bring us to another screen real quick. I should have done that before. Oh,
man.
Wait. Oh no. It's too zoomed in. Oh shit. Oh god. Oh no, oh no, oh no.
We could see the pixels. Oh man, I was just working in the barn and barn owl looked at me funny, and I said, "What you want?" And it replied to me, "Your soul." And I was like, "I'm leaving."
Yeah, you should have a token.
This is
now.
your barn now. A token.
You know what?
I'm still on a rain. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, we're just using this for the theater of the mind.
Oops. That's why I couldn't select it, as I still have the ruler.
I don't have an owl token because I'm dumb. There's an owl.
Ooh. You know what I should have done? I should add 2 to that because it's 2 bonus on initiative checks as well.
Heck yeah.
Because I'm dumb and I just roll. It's like, oh yeah.
I still forgot to move my macro over to add this, and I always forget the formula, so I'm just gonna roll it. You win initiative. So, but because you're like watching it, you're ready for it. You have technically this is a surprise round. You're just not surprised. You get to act. You get 1 action.
It's
believe it
currently
had a
swooping
spear.
at this lady, right?
Yes, you can see it veer off like it's going over that direction.
Remind me, what are the... I could do like a push shove thing, right?
There's not really. I mean, there
Like
is.
disengage
It's a combat
or
maneuver.
Okay.
It's a little bit more complex in Pathfinder than 5e.
Okay.
But just like, tell me what you're trying to do, and I can tell you mechanically how it works.
Place myself between her and the owl, if possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to attack the owl.
Okay. So for one action, you can only do one of those things. You only get one action in a surprise round. So you want to move between them, or you want to like swing at or stab at it with the spear.
I'm moving between them.
Okay. So you slide in the way, you got the spear up. It kind of already had its target in mind, so it's trying to avoid you. But you're going to give her... I'll say you're going to give her, like, essentially soft cover, even though this is a melee attack. It doesn't usually work that way, but I'm going to count it. So, I'm going to roll its attack against her touch armor. Because as it's swooping by, you see the talons come up, and you can see this black energy kind of spark off of the talons as it's swooping in.
I don't think that's a normal owl.
I don't think it is either.
Oh man, I don't know. Ooh.
Woo! So it just you get in the way, and it just barely turns, and you can just barely see over like the side, like your shoulder, as you're trying to like reorient to see it. You can see it stop as it makes contact with her, and she screams at the top of her lungs. You hear the arrow loose, just kind of go off into the trees. Everyone immediately starts to react. All the others do. Lots of things are going to happen. So, when you turn to see what happened to her as this owl sinks the talons, you can see that where it touched, you can see the leather armor, and then the skin underneath it just immediately begin to rot and necrotize.
Oh,
and
Lord!
The tree in front of you goes like this, shakes, and its form just crumples down into what appears to be an old man, wearing this like completely white face paint with these streaks of black down over his eyes, and holding a gnarled staff. He grins and he speaks in language that kind of sounds a little like Ulu, but it's you don't know what he said. You have no idea, but whatever it is something threatening. And he is just going to share Owl's initiative as soon as I bring him up. As soon as this go away, maps. As soon as I bring him up, and it matters.
Well, there he looks like a very nice man.
Doesn't he? Sweet old man. And then, let's see, what do we use for all the other people who are going to share initiative? Let's use... What do I have? What do I have in the bank here? I have so many, random images. We'll use this. This isn't at all what they look like, but...
I mean, it's not exactly what Samule Goodbean looks like either, but it's a good place.
Right. So, okay. Go ahead and roll me their initiative. Just roll a d20, and I will add their modifier, which is a +3. Nice. So at the top of regular initiative, they're going to go first. And they pretty much all loose arrows at this owl, because that's the first thing that showed up to them. I'm saying that's already kind of, they see what happens, like just a bunch of arrows release on this thing. They're all very good shots, but we're going to treat this as one roll and just extend the bonus. I'm kind of treating them as a troop. So go ahead and roll me 1d20, and we're gonna add 10 to it. 1d20 plus 10. 25.
That rolled under the turn orders. I couldn't see it.
Wow. So that is a 25 total because of plus 10. Okay, now roll me 3d6 plus 3.
Hey.
So you see several of these arrows just all whiz by, and you see at least 3 of them just slam. Like, they hit this owl hard enough you hear the impact like they stuck in wood. Like you hear 3 solid ones, and it flinches and kind of like it falls off the woman's shoulder, but it catches itself and immediately begins to start flying again. You don't see blood or anything. It's just got arrows sticking out of it now. It's still alive. Definitely not a regular owl. Okay, you're up. The owl is still technically in base contact with you. The woman that got injured she's like slowly sinking to the ground. She looks like she's not in it anymore.
Okay.
Still screaming.
I can't really help her, but
I should probably put us on battle music. You know, if I was good at this.
Well, we have Owl, and we have Old Man. I am... Well, I'm going to do a ranged attack on this old man. With the spear.
Throw the spear
I'm going to huck this spear.
Alright.
So... Try to do this right. Range, I believe. Yeah, this is the one I dragged. Yeah. And make sure I'm not... New character, new attacks. Always got to make sure. I forget. Do I click the name of the spear ranged? Yeah.
Just click to do just the attack first, and then the damage. Just click the number of the attack, like the bonus over there, and it'll just do the attack.
I don't get an attack modifier or no additional attack. It rolled 2. It rolled.
Yeah, of course. One of them is the regular one's the confirmation, and you got a 2 on your attack roll, and then a natural 1 to confirm. I don't think you hit. Yeah, 7 does not hit him.
Yeah.
And he just kind of leans to the side, and it hits one of the actual trees behind him. And he just sort of casually steps around it. And next up is him and the owl. He just flicks his hand, and the owl kind of does like one of those like swoop maneuvers and goes up into the trees. Pops his neck one way or the other, and he kind of expands his arms, and as he does that, you see his entire form begin to widen, and he seems to lift into the air as his legs grow. These just giant teeth form out of his mouth, fur explodes up out of the sides of his face, and he just bulks incredibly until he becomes a grizzly bear. And he roars, and yeah.
Yes, that's the F word I want to use.
Fun indeed.
Oh, fun. And I just throw a spear at him.
I think that's a standard action, so hold on. He may not be able to hurt you yet.
Oh, he's hurting me. He's mentally. Oh no. I'm screwed.
That is indeed a standard action. So he roars at you and all the others, and you see, just witnessing that, a few of the other hunters just break and they just run. Not all of them, but actually we'll do this. There's 13, 12 because one of them's dropped. Roll me 1d4. You lose 3 of them. They just break and they just haul ass. And it's just that moment of instinctual, oh shit, and they just lost it. But that's all it can do this turn. Actually, it's going to move up to you. So just stalks across the wet ground over to get, right next to you. But its turn is over. The remaining hunters are going to fire arrows at the giant fucking bear. So go ahead and roll 1d20 plus... We're going to say 1d20 plus 9. We're going to lose a bonus for having lost members.
Hey.
Okay. 3d6 plus 3. Nice.
Oh, that last one was. Hey, good one. Yeah.
So you see these arrows, and it kind of just, shies away from it a little, closes one eye. But doesn't seem super bothered by these arrows. And again, the sound is weird. It sounds like they're shooting a tree. It sounds like they're hitting wood. But still up. It is your turn. It's right next to you.
Right next to me?
Oh, yeah.
Good. I'm going to do Shield of Swings, which is a combat feat I have, where I have a full round action. I get +4 shield AC is what it says, but I deal half damage.
Right.
And that's because I'm using my
Click that to boop it into the chat, please.
Okay. Oh, yes. Boop.
So normally... it's fine, yeah. So normally you still have to draw it, which triggers an attack of opportunity, but you were already on guard, so I'm going to say you were just holding it in your offhand when you threw the spear. And
okay.
You just put it in both hands and go to swinging. So at this level, you still only have the one attack. So, so go ahead and make your attack. There's no penalty to the attack. You just deal half damage even if it hits.
Okay. So, attack.
So total of 11.
No.
That isn't going to hit. Unfortunately, that's not going to hit. So you take, you kind of fake for a second and doesn't flinch, and you just take the swing and it just bats the sword to the side.
Unless it counts as an animal.
It doesn't, actually. It's an old man who looks like an animal.
Might as well.
I actually did check. I did some rules checking for that earlier. I was like, does it count?
But, a valid question.
It is. It is actually weirdly contentious, but it doesn't seem like they do. So, so yeah, it just you fake at it once and it doesn't flinch. So you go for the real swing, and it just bats the sword to the side, and now it's its turn. So that makes the +4 makes your AC what?
18 total.
18 total. Nice.
I have 14 at the moment.
Okay.
So
your normal is 14. Okay, I believe all of its attacks have the same bonus. Yep. So I'm going to say these are... It's going to lead with the bite, and then it's going to hit with the 2 claws.
Okay.
So first one's bite, second 2 are the claws. Hey! So it comes in with a bite, and you kind of take a swing at it, just like a defensive, because that's what you're doing now at this point. Is you're go away, get the fuck off me. And you get one that almost kind of clips it, and it sort of retracts off the bite when it lunges in with the claws. You hit the back of its paw, and it goes dunk, and then you duck the last swing and kind of take another one to get it to back off a step. None of them hit. But you'll see the owl circle back around. It is coming around that tree. It's back in view.
Look at it, mad. But that's all I can really do.
Yeah. So next up is the group. You can hear them shouting for you to get the hell away from that thing. And the woman who's just like, she's fucking got gouged and like had part of her shoulder is rotting, is slowly like crawling her way back over to them. She's only made it 5 feet. Crawling is 5 feet around. And so they're gonna let loose another volley. You can see them. They do a bit of an extra draw on this one. They're actually going for deadly aim. So they're going to take a -1, so it's going to be 1d20 plus 8. Ooh, plus 8 is a 13. 13 just hits, actually.
Oh.
So it'll be 3d6 plus 6 this time. Alright, so 10. So another. God, just roll bad damage on that second one.
Yeah, well, I rolled a 6 last time. So
yeah, it gets pelted again. You see one of them kind of stick, like, at the base of the neck. It growls and roars at them again, snarls, turns to face you. You're right there. It is your turn yet again. Sticking with shield swings?
I believe so, because I think that's my best chance.
So you're trying to just hold this thing off. Okay.
He's using the... Okay. Yeah, Jill swings again. Got to keep that AC up while I can.
Yeah.
So.
All right, go ahead and make your attack. 17.
One of those is good. Okay.
So roll that damage.
It throws me off and it rolls too.
Right. So, I know it's annoying, but it is. It is what it is.
So many D4s.
Rounded down, it's only 3, but damage is damage. You know. Why is it still an old man?
Oh, not a bear.
We don't need old man anymore. We have bear.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, now I'll probably back down. Now that I see what it looks like.
Right.
I am...
Anyway.
If I can... Do I have the ability to yell at one of them?
Oh yeah, you can speak. Speaking is a free action.
Okay. Just yell out. I'm not gonna do this in accent because it's hard to do in an accent on this one. Because I'm trying to explain what I'm yelling as well.
Yeah.
Is somebody grab her, but look out for that owl.
Okay.
So that's the basis of it, and
Fair
we'll
enough.
see if they listen to that. Yeah.
Okay. So, this time, as you're yelling, it like roars. It kind of drowns out the part where you say "look out!" You say "look out for," and it like as the owl is just swooping in, which just lands on its back, and then it's going to come in for a bite on you. One claw for you.
Okay.
The bear. It's going to be bite at you. First claw at you. Second claw at the woman.
Ooh, okay.
Oof. Let's see if it confirms.
Now, hang on a second. Oh, well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It does not confirm. Natural 1 on the
Okay.
confirmation.
Okay.
What? What?
I had I had Lucky Stars, which is once per day. If somebody rolls a critical hit against me and it's confirmed, I can make the reroll.
Yeah, your Vedi ability. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, who do I get? I get to use this.
Almost
Like,
did. You're real close to getting to use it. So it
Yeah,
doesn't confirm the critical, but that claw does hit you.
Yes, it does.
So damage, believe it or not, is... Oh, you know what? That's fucking wrong. There's one die too small, but that's okay. So that's... Okay.
As long as it's lower than 13, I'm good.
Is that how much HP you have? Is 13? Ah.
I don't have a lot.
Did you roll bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have had to. You get... Did you remember to take maximum for first level? You don't roll for first level.
I don't remember.
Because Rangers, I think, get a D10, don't they? Yeah, what is your hit die?
I believe it's a 10. I remember.
Yeah, D10. Yeah, you can't have 13 hit points. What's your con bonus?
Did I just goof that up? +2.
Yeah, it is impossible for you to have 13 hit points.
Oh, then I must have goofed that up.
So, because first level would have given you 12.
Okay.
So maximum of 10 plus your 2 con. So, real quick, just go ahead and roll your other 2 levels. So, give me 2d10. Good God! Okay, so that plus 4. So, you gain 20 more hit points. So, that's...
So 12 to...
So, 32.
22? Oh, 32. I can't math.
You have 32
Okay.
hit points.
That makes this a lot less...
I was like, how do you only have 13? That's like less than Eli.
For some reason, I don't know. I think that night
Maybe you
only
didn't
finished
finish
up doing-
rolling your hit points.
I think I did all the combat stuff, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna work on this later, and then forgot. It's probably what happened. Yeah.
So you take 9 points of damage,
Okay.
which is kind of rough, but it's not the worst. The bad thing is it gets to attempt to grapple you.
Mhm.
Plus, oof. What is your CMD?
Higher because I am defensive. Whatever. So it also gets
Plus 4.
plus 4, which CMB is 6.
CMD. D is in
Oh,
defense.
CMD. D.
Yeah.
D.
It should be right below that.
Oh, geez, 22 total with that.
Oh my God, 22. Just look.
Oh.
It just hit 22. That sucks. So yeah, it snaps at you with a bite, and you kind of bap its snout away, but while you're still turned, that other claw just wham right into your back, and it lifts you up off the ground. Just like sinks the claws into your armor, picks you up, but while it's doing that, it kind of swings at the woman and just like whiffs, because most of its attention is on you now.
Okay.
You get your feet back down, right? Because like I'm assuming you're like struggling and whatever.
Well,
So you
yeah,
get
of
your
course.
feet on the ground. It can't just like keep you lifted, but it does have a hold of you. So you hear Bakul curse loudly and sprints forward, runs over, and grabs the woman and starts like kind of trying to get her away. You can see he's got his spear at his side. He like gets her, and he takes a stab at the bear. The others are not firing because there's too many friendlies like right there.
Yeah.
He's gonna take a quick stab at the bear. Roll me 1d20 plus 4.
That would be 16.
Plus 4, 16. That's a hit. So roll me 1d6 plus 2.
6 total.
6 points of damage. It flinches from that and like stomps down and snaps the spear. He just drops shit, and he like shields the girl and like keeps trying to like throw the woman because she's a grown ass woman, and like shields her and like is trying to like just get her to her feet, and you can kind of see like she kind of snaps out of the like panic terror that she was in, and she starts to move a little bit faster, like keeps a hold of her bow with her other hand, but they start to make their way away. It does take an attack of opportunity at him as he put himself in the way. Only a 2. Misses. It is much more focused on you, it is your turn. See, the
I
owl
am
spread
grappled
its
currently.
wings. The owl spreads its wings, looking at you with intent.
In Pathfinder, I have to
So to try to get out of a grapple,
out of a grapple. Yeah, I have not
standard
been
action.
Okay.
And you can either try with a CMB as in bonus check to beat its CMD, which big creatures tend to have big CMD. Or you can attempt an escape artist check, also against the CMB. If you don't want to, you can still attack it. The only thing is you have a two-handed weapon, so you need to use a one-handed weapon. You can't swing a two-handed weapon while grappling in Pathfinder.
Can't do that. I guess. Oh god, this is a terrible idea.
Everybody has a free dagger.
I do have.
You
a
could
free
try
dagger.
something else. If you, I don't know what else you got up your sleeve.
Does this constitute as an animal? I think we said no, but
Does not technically count as an animal. What are you thinking?
wild empathy.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. It doesn't seem like diplomacy is an option here at the moment.
Okay, that was just. I was like, man, that's like.
Trying to think of anything to do, right?
Yeah. Do have a free dagger. So if I do a CMB check, I just have to beat its CMD, correct?
Yes. Yeah, you'd have to beat its CMD to escape.
And that's the same thing with like escape artists. It would also have to beat its thing. Okay.
The logic there
best
basically
chance.
is one is strength primarily based, and escape artist you can use your dex. So
Yeah. Oh, technically, I'm a little bit more strong than I am Dex. Go figure.
that's true.
I guess I'm gonna try CMB.
You're gonna try to escape. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and roll CMB. B is in bonus. It only has you grappled with one hand, so it actually is a little bit easier.
Hey. Informational. Sorry, there was something I was checking real quick.
Actually, wait, no. Yeah, that doesn't matter right now. It had two free hands. It's technically using both of them to grapple you. It only needs one to initiate.
Okay, yeah. So it's just I was seeing if I had any other bonuses to that, but
Okay.
I do not. No modifier. Oh, okay.
Whoa, hey! Check that out. Oh, yeah, it's not using a weapon.
Yeah,
okay.
No, it's just.
So yeah, it as the owl starts kind of walking up its back towards you, you can see that the ladies get away. It takes that quick swipe at them, and as it tries to bring its other hand back to grab you, you kick the palm of its hand and kind of keep that hand out. And you slip just barely out of the other grasp. You can hear the claws rip at your clothing as you just barely get out of its grasp. And it tries to scramble and grab a hold of you again. You kind of dance backward, and bat its claws away. You escape, but that's your standard action. You are still next to it. You have a move and a swift remaining. And you can still take the free 5-foot step if you want, but that's up to you.
They haven't gotten very far, have they? They're only gotten another 5 feet. Or whatever.
I'm gonna say they're about 10 more feet away, so 15 feet total away from there. It doesn't look like they can reach them easily now, unless it goes over to them.
Dumbly, I'm gonna stay where I am and still try and buy a little bit of time.
Okay, stand your ground.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So you forfeit the other actions. It is its turn.
I don't have a swift.
I know. Yeah. So it... Yeah, you escaped it this turn, but it sees those others over there and sees the group that's still like... Oh, actually, you escaped. I forgot. They were holding an action to, like, once everyone was clear to fire. So roll 1d20 plus 8. Oh, that's just enough. That's just enough.
Yeah, 13 again. So, still, I go, I want to see a 5. No.
Right. That is exactly, so 3d6 plus 6. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 3d6 plus 3 this time.
6 plus 3.
Yeah. It was plus 8 because they were missing. 8 points of damage.
Plus, you said 3d6 plus what?
3.
So
Yeah,
11.
Plus 3, so. Aha! Nice. So you see, okay, so here's how this plays out. So you can see them all like firing shots. And it's like concentrated, concerted. They're mostly just kind of aiming at its like at the side as you're still kind of moving backwards. You can see the arrows hitting it, and there's that moment where you kind of look over and you see that Bakul and this woman haven't quite made it far enough. And it's like right as you kind of just decide to like, fuck it, I'm gonna stand right here. And you square off with this thing again. You lock eyes with it. It lunges at you, and an arrow hits it square in the eye. And just you see the blood just and it jerks its head to the side, and like there's a pained roar that comes from it. It just lashes out in like several directions at once. You see it claw just this gash in a tree next to it. It blinks a little bit. It's like the arrow is still just sticking in like the eye socket. You can see it look at you and look back up at those other people, and then just haul ass off into the woods.
No. Do I get an attack
you can make an attack opportunity if you like.
I'm gonna. Come here.
All right, roll it. Are you going to actually make it?
Yeah, might as well. I mean,
it's technically withdrawing, but the way that it's moving, I think it's still moving through a threatened square for you. So
it is. Look, man, it swung at people trying to get away from it. Okay, but yeah.
19. That hits.
Oh, okay. Okay, one of those was a 4. Okay, so I was like,
yeah,
yeah. Okay,
that is a hit. And you weren't doing shield of swings because you were using it to escape. So,
yep.
Nice.
Nice.
10 more points of damage. That time you can feel it carve through this like tough, like sinewy hide. You actually see a spray of blood against another tree, and it like as it's running, kind of limps for a couple of steps, looks back at you with the arrow sticking out of its eye. You can see its good eye kind of widen, like the pupils sort of like dilate, and it just keeps going.
I'm gonna take a breath.
Bakul gets the lady back over there, and you can hear as soon as she's kind of back in the ranks, she's like holding. So she goes, "God damn it! I want to kill that thing! Give me my arrows!" He's like, "You can't fire a bow. Stand down. The rest of us, we go after it. Pursue it now!" And the rest of them are like, kind of like, "Bakul, are you sure?" Damn it! No, one of us is hurt. We'll remember it. We'll remember it. Let's find the others first.
We need to be very careful.
How are you still alive?
I'm lucky.
He walks over to you, just puts both hands on your shoulders, kind of looks at you.
Ow!
Sorry.
He did get me.
At least you know you're real.
How much damage did I take again? I forgot, it was 8?
You took 9 points of damage.
9, okay. So I forgot to actually take off.
It only got to hit you the once.
Okay, yeah. Did it change on? I guess that doesn't matter anymore.
It did change. Yep.
Okay.
Just so that the audience knows what it looks like. But yeah, you can still kind of hear the movement in the distance for a few more seconds, and then it's gone. Hi, it's editing Kiken here. What you're going to realize very soon, much faster than live Kiken does, is that he forgot to change the music off of the battle music. So, enjoy. In the future, I'll have music separate from master audio, but I can't change it now, so please forgive, pass me, like, comment, subscribe. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I think Ori or y'all invaded that thing's territory.
That thing was a man.
It was also a bear.
Strange things in these woods. I've never seen a person turn into a beast.
He's kind of rotating his shoulder and like kind of like working out the wound, you know.
Yeah.
Now, I agree that thing is very dangerous, but we could find your other missing group. You know, stand a lot better chance of dealing with that thing in the future, or hopefully you never have to come this way again.
Someone emerges from the trees. Everyone points their bows really quickly at it, and then immediately they lower them. And you see one of the warriors just run over to this person walking out in a cloak, run over and just wrap their arms around him. Several of the people come out of the woods. 8 in total. One of them pulls the hood down. The rest of this group have just they've suddenly started moving over and greeting these people. You see,
I sheathe my sword.
Looks up at the one who takes the hood off and, Father. And the man walks over, hugs his son for a moment, and they kind of share a moment for a second. Holds him out of his legs, says, "Thought I wouldn't see you again. I'm sorry we worried you." That he's looking at you now.
Where the hell were y'all at?
Approaching. We heard battle. We were going. It was our best way to get out of here. This thing's been stalking in the woods for days, waiting for us to make a break. We're going to come join the battle, hoping whoever fought it was at least still here when we got here, but we were further away than we thought. Did you kill it?
Well, no, it's hurt. Probably bad, but y'all also got injured here.
Wounded for sure.
Yeah. I suggest this is a battle for another day. I mean, y'all should probably get going and get out of here.
This is not the time. We were able to gain some supplies on our hunt before this happened. We still have some left. If you'll come with us, we can get them all before we leave. Quickly.
I gotta go find my spear real quick. I do just... So I threw it that way.
It's just sticking in the tree behind over there.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just put that back.
So yeah.
The other one. And
as you travel, you guys are moving pretty quickly. Eventually, you get to the cave that he was talking about. It seems like that's where they hold up. They hold up in this it's actually, the opening it's not like a big cave. It's kind of a little underground, almost like a den, right? Like they have to kind of crawl to get into it. So it's not big enough for that bear to get into.
Big enough for a man to get through, and then turn into a bear once he's inside.
But obviously, the plan is okay, stab him while it's dude.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Silly hats only him.
So you get there and you see them like pulling out these like it's like the hides and stuff that are wrapped around the like meat and liver and all the other things that they've managed to keep. Like all the kind of supplies they've gathered. You can obviously tell that several of like out of the 8 of them, 6 of them are wounded. And 3 of them pretty not gravely but badly. Like they can walk, but you can see some are missing fingers. One guy's missing a hand. One has got a walking stick. Like they're pretty roughed up, but they're glad to be alive.
Is there anybody that looks like they need immediate attention, like maybe that lady? So I can do a heal check to see if I can help them out if they're not being looked after right now.
Oh, the woman that got the necrotic stuff. By the time you get there, they've dressed this wound and stuff. They don't really know what to do with it because it's some kind
magical
of magic
or something.
Right?
Yeah.
So
of course.
They're like, we'll have the shamans look at it. And they have the medicine on it. So they'll get her treated. And she, like, for now, it's just in a sling. She can't move it. But they otherwise they all seem pretty in good spirits, right? That was a pretty crazy thing that happened, but this kind of stuff does happen. It's not always involving a man turning into a bear, but people get hurt, killed, lost, and so they're just glad they found everyone. And so as you guys kind of like start piling stuff on, you can figure out the logistics of getting everybody who needs to be on a horse, and so on and so forth. Whoever can carry stuff. Yeah. And
I'll load some people on Ginger, and I'll walk carrying stuff if need be.
Good. Very good. What a nice guy this Samule Goodbean is.
Well, I got both my hands and both my feet, so.
Yeah.
Both eyes.
Ginger's got all her digits. Well, not digits. Limbs, appendages. But as you're heading back, you kind of hear a story of like they were out there hunting, everything was going normal, and they were being very careful, and one of them said that there was, they talked about, like, they said that while they were kind of isolated for a moment, this old man appeared from behind a tree and asked them something in a language they didn't understand, and then looked angry and disappeared. And then like the next morning, this bear just barrels out of the woods while we're still getting ready, and we fought it for a moment, but we were just trying to get away from it. They were talking about how like it was like, some of them got their, when they got their bows and stuff ready and they were trying to shoot at it, it was like taking cover and attacking people that were kind of separated and then like breaking off of them to avoid arrows. They were like, it was way too smart to be a normal bear. And they all scattered different directions, but luckily they were able to like regroup and find each other and then go and find the people who couldn't like get around as easily before anything happened to them. She'll get out of there. You manage to find the wagon, the cart, which has unfortunately been smashed to pieces. So you don't get to use the cart, but you have enough you have like enough people to get everything moving. And finally, when you get back to their village, there's just because it's getting pretty late, so we'll try to bring this together. Everyone, kind of getting to come back together, and they're all pretty ecstatic. You can tell that they're kind of like starting to celebrate a little bit, and everyone's like beginning to talk and whatnot. And the lead elder, comes to speak with you, and she thanks you for what you did, and she tells you, like, everyone has been talking about how this outsider stood toe to toe with a bear. Not just a bear, but a man who became one. This creature that sent our bravest warriors running, and you stood right in front of it.
believe it or not, that's not the strangest thing I've seen.
I do believe that, but it is an incredible story nonetheless.
I'm just glad everybody they got out of there.
I hope we do not have to stand in front of any more giant bears. Traveler, what you have done is not something I think I will ever see again from a stranger in the rest of my years. No one does this from the kindness of their heart that I have met, except for one person. This you.
Oh, okay.
I know you need some sort of
I
recompense.
thought you meant another person. No,
I
it's
did
just,
not.
Oh,
No.
okay.
And I know you need some sort of recompense, but it is almost negligible now. You didn't have to do that at all. All we asked of you was to return and tell us of what was occurring. And you likely saved all of the people who went with you.
I would definitely say I would recommend staying out of that area, but if you must go back, I would say definitely be a little more prepared on that.
Absolutely. But they did get quite a bit. And it seems that most of our youth proved themselves. You were able to find the 3 who ran, by the way.
Okay. I figured they would, hopefully show back up.
They basically regrouped and they were heading back toward you when you found them.
Well, it was that fight or flight. In the first 20 seconds of a fight, you're either going to run or fight.
Yes.
Yeah, so
it was literally seconds. Like they ran for a while and they're like, no, we have to go back. And then by the time they were coming back, it was over. So, yeah.
And I don't fault them for that. It's how a lot of people stay alive.
And what you see is that the others in that hunting group don't like give them a bunch of shit for it. They just like they make sure
not what
they're
anybody
okay,
expected,
right?
Yeah.
They make sure they're okay, and they're like, oh, we're so sorry. They feel horrible, but everyone's like, it's fine. None of us had seen that before. We're glad you're okay. Like now that you've seen it, next time it won't happen again. And they're like, yeah, good. Like, they need that pump up. You see all that kind of stuff happening. These guys are all clearly. This village is very close to. Like they care a lot about each other. And but yeah, they're talking to you. He says, my husband found something while they were out.
I do kind of cock my head to the side of that.
She smiles and gestures to Bakul's father, so you can implies that he is her son. And she kind of gestures over there, and he's like in the middle of talking to like 7 people that are all obviously asking questions about how wanting stories.
Yeah, of course. This is going to be a story to tell for a while.
Yeah. And she says he found something while he was out there, and he wanted to give it to you personally, but I knew this would happen, so I will give it to you myself. And she takes out what looks like these. They look kind of like gloves, fingerless gloves, but they're not designed to be just gloves, right? They're mostly kind of wrap around the hand, and there's like a clasp on the wrist and across like this part of the hand. And you can see what looks like actual bear claws coming out of them.
That's kind of cool.
And when she hands them to you, like they've got like what's obviously like this whitish colored bear fur on the back of them. So if you like put them on, you've got these claws that come out here, and you've got this white fur that comes out across the back of your hands. She hands it to you, and when you take them, they're cold to the touch. She says, he found these in a different cave as they were exploring. They were checking different places that could be used for shelter and making sure that there were no threats. and he found these in one. And he said that it went deeper than where they traveled, but it got very cold, like the middle of winter. And these were embedded in the wall there. But these things they have a mystical quality to them, and our people are sometimes very superstitious. None of us wished to use them; it didn't feel right, but this feels right for you to have them.
Kind of give them, I kind of touch them and whatever, and just not inspect, but look them over. And well, I don't need something this nice. I mean, it's more than what I asked for.
That's just extra. In terms of the rest, obviously we do not have much in coin.
I never asked for that.
Of course. We have given you some provisions.
Oh.
And we have made sure that we've given equal provisions for Miss Ginger, as she has been as valiant as you, apparently.
She's quite useful, I tell you that.
Yes.
Poor conversationalist, though.
Oh, I think she's fine. They should last for several days. We have a special blend of the seeds and some other things that grow in the area. In one of her saddlebags, my mother, she's very old, but she has included the recipe for this inside of the saddlebag, the rearmost one on the right side. It's a little rolled paper. But she can write very well, so I had her do it. But they're very small, they're this big, and for a horse that size 3 in a day, I will take care of them.
Oh, that's pretty useful.
Very compact. And you can put them, they dissolve in water. It takes a few hours, but if you need to get them to drink, they're good for that too. If they are only eating these, though, they have to drink a lot more water. They're dry, you know.
That would make sense, yeah. Are y'all gonna be all right food-wise? Like, I'm gonna say, sitting with me a little.
That is, I don't think, something you can fix.
Well,
the hunting area is expanding, but now that our youth has gained a bit more experience, I think what we can do is we can extend our hunting a bit less into the unclaimed and more a bit further out than we are used to. It's not as sustainable, but it will work for now. In the meantime, we are trying to negotiate with oh gosh, I forgot the name and I need to move into the map. Anyway, did it go? It did not go.
What are we booping?
I'm trying to get all of this stuff over to the map because I forgot the name.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was actually looking at right now.
Okay, we need to negotiate with Kuren, and we are working on that. They are aware that it's causing us a problem, so I think this will be solved. It just will not be solved quickly. So it is good we got these provisions that we did, and that we have more hunters. Enough now that they can be safer just in numbers. I think we will be fine, the short answer.
Do I know, besides the Burt family, do I know of any other families nearby?
I don't know, roll knowledge local real quick.
Okay.
So I don't think you've actually been out this far east, obviously. But
okay, I have not yet. Knowledge or local?
Yeah, I know.
I know. Yeah.
So,
I know.
So you don't know of any of your own, but you know the Birdsog They tend to sell stuff in. They sell stuff all the way up through Balan, over here. So you can tell them that, like, in a pinch, if they have some people go there, and if you have them like mention you and any of your families there, that they could help out.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to tell them, well, I know it's kind of far, but over by Bayan is the Bertzag family, which is where I came from recently. They're extended family of mine. I think they trade with many different cities. I'm sure they'd be able to help you out, get you some crops you can start growing, could help you out a bit, or at least give you a good deal on some, trade some fur for some, some food, help get you through the hard time.
Okay, that's even still you continue to have.
It's what our mission is.
We will do that. I will. Once we have recovered, I will send a few of our younger kin have wanted to see more of Sitsegia. This would be a good time. We thank you. The provisions should hold you and Ginger, and it should be for 10 days. And unfortunately, that is all we can do for now. We did include some honey that we did trade for.
Oh, that's a treat.
Yes. That should be good.
I will ask you, do you know anybody that's looking to hire people for... I know, I just kind of go from one place to the next, kind of wandering, but usually if people need help, I find out, but you might know of anybody.
Yes, actually. The claws. We don't know what they do. But when we have asked some of the hunters in Kuren and a few others, they said there is a place in Saikan.
Okay, yeah.
They say there's a strange man there. Some kind of... They call him a shadow man. And they said his building is Allwind.
Allwind?
I think it is a name. It's Allwind.
Oh, okay.
I think it is a name.
Well, Shadow and Allwind got me a little concerned there.
The Shadow Man at Allwind. He but they say he like finds things for people, and some of them are magical things that he's good at. He's good at knowing what they do and that sort of thing. But the other piece is that it is apparently very hard for him to keep employees. So it is likely he could use some help, and I know how much you like to help.
Well, yeah, that's a good thing.
So
I don't always work for coin, but it does help me get through from country to country as well.
It can.
So I was headed that way anyway, so I'll look into that.
The supply should get you there. And he does not know us. I can't say to put in a good word for you or anything, but...
Well, maybe he's a fan of beans, and he'll know my family, maybe. Or maybe the Bertsags down west.
Perhaps. But I wish you safe travels, and if you are ever here in this area again, know that you will have a place.
Well, I thank you for that. I might take you up on that someday.
We will treat you as one of our own. No, better. We won't even bicker with you.
No, please do. It reminds me of home.
Very well.
Well, I'll see y'all when I see you. Load up on Ginger and start to head out, I guess.
And as you're heading out, of course, Bakul stops you for a moment. He runs up and says, stranger.
To Samuel.
Samuel. I'm bad at this, but thank you. I don't know what else to say other than there's only ever been two men that I've ever looked up to say that I wanted to embody things that they've shown me. That is my father, of course, and yourself. I strive to be able to place myself where I am needed with such readiness as you did. So,
well, I'm gonna tell you this: if y'all hadn't been there, I'd have hightailed it.
I think
there's no fighting that thing by myself.
That only speaks more to your character. Because we were there, you didn't flee. And don't think I didn't see the look. You stood there to protect me and Shala.
Oh, yeah.
That too. She'll be fine. Medicine woman apparently had seen this before.
That's not good. I'd almost rather it be new and unknown.
She's got a lot of stories. But Shala thanks you as well. Currently resting.
That's good. Well, y'all take care of each other.
We all will. We always do. You gotta
I head off.
on the rump as you leave.
Yeah.
Oh,
Give her a on her head, woolly head.
So
I'm bad at ending things, so please.
Yeah. You make your way. You make your way out. You get back to the road.
Yeah.
And we'll say you pass through Kurin just because it's on the road, right?
Yeah. Might as well. Not too happy about them, though, seeing as they're pushing into other people's farm and land, but I understand they got to do what they got to do, too.
Just for free, I'll give you that. Like, as you're kind of going through there, you actually hear people talking about, oh gosh, that village had a name. Hold on. That village had a name.
You're naming after me, right? Because I helped. No, that's not why he's doing this. Not for Renee.
Where the hell is my note on the village? It exists.
Yeah, village to the north of Curran.
Oh, Hallit.
Neo-Curran.
H-A-L-I-T. Hallit.
Hallit.
Hallit. I'll put a marker. Actually, where it was, since it's kind of a significant spot. Hover over it, it should say Village of Hallit. Yeah.
Yeah. It's too enwrapped. I hadn't been taking notes, so I had a lot to take just now. Oh.
Oops.
It happens. Hey, map markers.
Okay, so yeah, pull this back over here so everybody can see. There we go. Yeah, you actually hear people talking about the village of Hallit, and like there's some of them are like just like, yeah, what are we gonna do about Hallit? Like, you can actually hear that is a concern of many people because it's a small city, relatively speaking, about 2,000-ish people. And so you hear a lot of people actually talking about it, like in markets and stuff as you're kind of going through. And some are just like, I don't know, like we can't just hunt like this forever, like. But you can tell it's a thing that is an ongoing kind of issue in the area. Like they're not just like, screw those people.
Okay, well, I'm not bearing as much hatred or no contempt for them.
Yeah,
hatred was too strong.
But now you know that is a problem that is going on in that area, right?
Yeah.
But who knows? Might fix itself. You get to Saigon. Saigon is a much bigger city, much bigger. It is. one of the things that I was describing to the others that I haven't got to describe to you yet, it is a walled city, and the walls, once you get inside of it, they have kind of this like inward facing, like, I'll just call it an awning because that's kind of what it is. That kind of goes all the way around the walls. It comes all the way out about 25 feet, so there's always kind of this dry area kind of under the walls for people to move through there very quickly.
Okay, that's cool.
And you see most of the buildings that are like multiple story also have these like kind of umbrella things that come off of them. And then there's little like across the sides of the street, you got your aqueducts and stuff to carry all this excess water out.
Right.
Oh, gosh, you're the person that needs to know this the most. I talked to Molly about the soil. Setsegia's soil is special.
Oh,
you would definitely know this because, like, for it raining as much as it does, it should just destroy about any kind of crop you're going to plant unless it like grows in a marsh. Like rice, obviously does fine.
Cattail,
but it just
so on.
Yeah, it just like disperses like liquid and stuff. Like the moisture is very like almost supernaturally well. It can like hold way more than it should without just like crumpling. Like it doesn't become mud as easily as most soil. Setsegia's soil still holds shitloads of nutrients. It's actually like crazy good soil for farming. So in other places, if like they get enough of it and it get used, when there's not just insane amounts of rain kind of offsetting the normal progress that would happen, it's super good. You know, eventually, like even cycling it, you're going to lose a lot of those benefits. But it is actually an export of Setsegia. Like people buy the soil.
Dirt export. Okay.
Yes.
Usually that's a negative thing. It's like, man, the only thing they export is dirt. But no, it's like actually good.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Loan and all that stuff. So anyway, but yeah, so you pass some farmland.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I was like, I need to remember to tell him that his character's literally a farmer. He would be the first to have known it. But almost totally forgot. Anyway, so yeah, you see like these weird umbrella things. You see the stuff carrying all the water, the excess water out of the city. It is far more well structured than like the smaller cities. Because they all have sort of systems to carry all this stuff out, or like that kind of stuff. But it's like not quite as efficient. So you get here, a lot more people actually out, even though it's storming. Usually you just see people like running from one place to the other and they're gone. There's a lot more people just kind of walking around. They've got umbrellas, or they've just got their cloaks on, and they're just like there's like markets under these like big shields and such. And eventually, you do find. I made everybody else like roll for finding stuff, but we're at the end. You do find, after asking around a little bit, Shadow Man and Aldwind, and
Aldwind,
yeah. And eventually, someone's like, "Oh, you mean Aldwin?"
Ald.
Yeah, it's just like logistics and retrieval place. I don't know. It's really weird. That guy there, I don't know about him. Some foreigner, and.
Hey now.
I mean like foreign, like he's like Tertian or something. Or maybe Vietic.
All the way.
I don't know. He's not.
It's pretty far.
Yeah.
But
speaks the language well enough, and he seems nice. But I don't know. This weird stuff happens at his place. People say there's like shadows moving by themselves and weird noises, and sometimes he'll like talk to himself, but not like. Did I get milk in the market the other day? Like he has like a full-blown conversation with somebody who's not there.
I talked to my shores, but I mean,
that's just normal. But
yeah.
Anyway, if you really want to go see him, I think he probably just lost another employee or something.
Well, I am looking
every other day.
Looking for employment. Yeah.
Good luck. No. He's on this end of the city. I have it written down, but it's not important. He's like over here. So you get directions.
Okay.
And as you're approaching, you almost run into by this burly half-recog man. Weird shit. I'm tired of it. And it's like half Kissier, half elf woman, who's just kind of like, she's like jogging to keep, she's like, slow down, I can't, running after him. And when you look past them, you can see that there's a kind of like white-haired woman in armor with like a bunch of scars on the face and such, standing a few feet outside, like looking down at a piece of paper, that looks up at this building, and you see the door close on its own. And you see a sign that is actually a part of the wall that says, "Now hiring Aldwin Logistics and Retrieval."
It's part of the wall.
It's just part of the wall.
All right.
Now we're wrapped.
Yeah.
Or unless you want to walk over and do something to end it.
Set fire to it. No. No.
All that. Now we got to start a new campaign. No.
No. Not that person. No. I feel a little bit peculiar, but no. That's it.
So just kind of approach.
Yeah, approach, and I guess since we're calling it, I was getting ready to go inside, but I guess if she's like standing there like waiting to go in, I'd wait for her to go in and
you see her kind of look at a thing and then look up at the building, like she's confirming this is the place that she's supposed to go to, and then oh my god, are we still on? We're still on battle music. I am
this whole
so
time
bad
at
it's
been so epic.
The music. I'm so bad
so
at it.
hype.
I am unbelievably bad at changing the damn music. I changed it again as if it fucking matters. God,
done this.
It's been it's been like that for like an hour. Well, at least I got everyone's blood pressure up. No.
Yeah, it happens.
It's happened like every time. I'm just
cut down on the salt if you're worried about blood pressure. Calm down.
I just forget to
just eat some beans.
I need to put it somewhere that I can just see it.
Yeah.
I need to do that. It's just hard. It's hard. It's hard, okay? Anyway. Yeah, that was a session.
Yeah, wrap up. Yeah, okay.
That was the session.
Save everything.
Everything is good. I didn't mute us or anything. All this audio is recorded. That's good. We're almost at 3 hours. Yeah, but that's the last one.
Whose was the longest?
Yours.
Whose was the long? Oh, God.
Yeah, it was. Not by a ton. I think Hyperphases was pretty close. It was like 2 hours.
I looked at the other two videos. I did not watch them yet, but I looked at the other two. I noticed Lamia's was 2.5 hours or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
It was not super long. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Hers
so that's what I was expecting.
Was pretty beat for beat. Yours had a little more RP, and I'm fine with that. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
If it wasn't RP, it would just be G. And nobody would just wants G.
Just game. Yeah, that was a session, everybody. Again, I am Sir Ken of the Unnatural Ones. I am the GM of this Pathfinder First Edition campaign, again titled Into the Storm. And that there, who we usually just call Panda, Alter Panda, also a member of the Unnatural Ones.
Yes.
What anything you want to say to the people, Panda?
He's going to say Into the Storm like that all the time.
Yes.
That's how he's going to say it.
Every time.
And I apologize if I break accent, or if he goes a little bit more cowboy than country. Sometimes when he gets in a serious situation, that happens. He has to put the serious face on.
But yeah, you'll get to actually see all of us playing together at the same time, starting a campaign. Yeah,
so many people
doing stuff and derailing and fighting things.
Too often.
Me forgetting to change the music. You're going to get to see all of this in one package as of August 16th, 9 p.m. Central Time.
Yes.
Central. I'm leaving it. You say it. What's our Twitch channel?
On the Unnatural Ones. Is it underscore?
Twitch.tv/ Unnatural _1s.
Yes, thank you. I'm not looking it up right now, I swear, because I am bad at things.
I'm making you do the outro now as I go to the exit screen.
There's Twitter. There's Instagram. Yes. Twitch.tv/unnatural_1s.
On August 16th, 9
August
p.m.
16th.
Central Time.
That's a Tuesday.
That is a Tuesday. And every Tuesday after that, unless we say otherwise, we will be streaming. Even if there's nobody there.
Yep.
Because we were going to probably play anyway.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the thing. We're getting real close to 3 hours, so bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Bye.